Sincerity, the lasting intention, we finish here about sincerity, making sure that it's only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's true sincerity. True sincerity is that you only do it for Him subhanahu wa ta'ala and nothing else. Some of the Imams have made mention of the fact that a bad intention can destroy past acts. So I mean that, subhanallah, that a bad intention that you have can destroy the acts that you've already did that you think are done and dusted. Which means that there's a sense of ta'liq, that of acts being suspended up until it's all done and dusted before they're accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They gave an example of the Imam who's in the transmission. Who's that? Sufyan ibn Uyayna rahimahullah ta'ala of Mecca. That Sufyan ibn Uyayna, as the tradition is, when people return back from Hajj, you go and visit. And Sufyan's in Mecca, and there's a man who did Hajj in Mecca, and Sufyan Ali radiallahu anhu goes and visits the man. And Sufyan ibn Uyayna, he's known from the ulama, he's known as one of those who's pretty harsh. Sufyan ibn Uyayna, very, very, he's harsh. He's Jalali, they call him a Jalali Imam, radiallahu anhu warda. And لا يخاف لومة لائم, but يعني is earth from Umar ibn al-Khattab saying Sufyan. So Sufyan ibn Uyayna goes to visit this man who's did Hajj. And so the man, Sufyan, coming to visit me, it's got to be Eid. Saying Sufyan has came. And so Sufyan comes into the house, and the man calls his servant. And he says to his servant, go and bring me the sufra. And the sufra where you place food on, Sufyan's here. Sufra we can place food on. Bring the sufra. He said, but not the sufra I brought from the Hajj this year. Nor from the Hajj last year. Nor from the Hajj the year before, but from the Hajj the year before that. Yani 4 Hajjes ago. Bring me my sufra from 4 Hajjes ago. And Sufyan ibn Uyayna says, Subhanallah. He says, glory be to Allah Ta'ala. Somebody who ruins 4 Hajjes for a sufra. He is destroying 4 Hajjes just for a sufra. A table spread. A tablecloth. And the ulama use that as an example of saying Sufyan al-Uyayna, the opinion that subhanallah, that's a Hajj 4 years ago. Yani, you're telling me now I'm ruining a Hajj 4 years ago? Yes. That's a Sufyan al-Uyayna the same, radiallahu anhu warda. That's why we've got to be very, very careful. Very careful. That's why you're closer to sincerity when the ulama, they say that a sign that Allah Ta'ala has accepted your act is when you forget about it. And when the act is no longer present inside of your mind, it's a sign that Allah Ta'ala qabil, Allah Ta'ala has accepted it. But so long as it's still inside of your mind, it's dangerous, because it can manifest upon your tongue in an ulterior way, and then Allah Ta'ala completely rejects it from the diwan of qabul. The lasting intention, the authority of Thawban, the Messenger of God sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, glad tidings to those who are sincere. They are the lanterns of guidance from whom all dark tribulations dissipate. Glad tidings of paradise to them. On the authority of Mu'adh ibn Jabal, who said when he was sent to the Yemen, O Messenger of God, counsel me. The Messenger of God sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, be sincere in your religion and little action will suffice you. Because the acts are not little, they're great, magnified by your sincerity. Yeah? Like that. Little action. أخلص في دينك يكفيك عمل القليل. That, like the calligraphers who write the lawh, like the texts and what have you, and they write the lawh, they get these great wisdoms and they write it upon like a lawh, upon a board, so you can always draw wisdom from it. That, Marshall, is one of those that should be written in gold ink. أخلص في دينك يكفيك عمل القليل. Subhanallah, be sincere in your religion, little action will suffice, especially in our time where we have little action. So therefore the affair becomes an issue of what? Of high sincerity. On the authority of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, who thought that he was superior to those who were less than him from amongst the companions of the Messenger of God sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Messenger of God sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, God only grants victory to this nation by virtue of its weak, through their supplications, their prayers and their sincerity. I mean, that's subhanallah. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas rahimahullah ta'ala mubashshar bil jannah, of those who's been guaranteed paradise, and he's alive. And the Prophet pronounced that in front of all the companions, in the masjid, in the hadith of the Musnad of Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Sa'd mubashshar, Sa'd mubashshar, Sa'd mubashshar, mubashshar. On 3 occasions, one day after the other, Prophet telling everybody in the mosque, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is what? Has been guaranteed paradise. Radiyallahu anhu warda. And wouldn't you feel better than others? And it's not just that you're feeling better than others, but the difficulty there is he is better than others. Hatman, no doubt whatsoever. But look at the subtlety here. The fact that you're better doesn't mean you should feel better. That's the subtlety here. The fact that you are better than somebody, they're not like, this is not for any of us, because none of us know we're better. Prophet hasn't spoken about us. So be careful, yeah? Sa'ad radiallahu anhu, he was spoken about, and he is better, period. But Sa'ad, you shouldn't be feeling that you're better than others. And he's the one, yudrik nafsa, on the authority of Sa'ad ibn Waqqas, who thought he was superior to those who were less than him from amongst the companions of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Sa'ad then says, he's the one who relates the hadith. Allah only grants victory to this nation by virtue of its weak. Of those you perceive to be weak, of those you perceive to be lesser than you. That's where Allah Ta'ala brings victory from. And you, O Sa'ad, consider yourself from the weak. Lower yourself. Become low. Through their du'as, their prayers, and their sincerity. They're the one who carry it for the rest of us. May Allah Ta'ala raise us in degrees. The Prophet ﷺ says, successful is the one who renders his heart sincere in faith and makes his heart sound, his tongue truthful, his soul serene, his character upright, and makes his ear attentive and his eye contemplative. As for the ear, it is a preventer, whereas the eye is a corroborator for that which the heart understands. Successful is the one who has a heart that understands. The Prophet ﷺ said, you finished there? Anyone have any questions, inshallah ta'ala?